3. Welcome to Game 3 of the series. Again, King Barton facing off against challenger Siddolio. Conscripts making their way to the right side. Double conscript opening from Siddolio, and Barton going mechanized assault immediately, fielding 2 squads of grenadiers. I was kind of expecting assault grenadiers when I saw that commander selection, but apparently not. So, maybe he's just going to go for the mechanized assault call-in. We'll see what he chooses to do. If he spams nothing but grenadiers again, not sure what's going to happen. I actually wasn't paying close enough attention to victory points to know who had faction selection this game. I don't know.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Probably Siddolio, since Soviets have won both games of the series. I don't know. Conscripts moving to take control of this strategic point. These conscripts moving to grab the fuel over there on the right side. Combat engineers in the building. Grenadiers jumping into this building. 3 grenadiers, 3 conscript opening. Again, I think this early game is going to go in Siddolio's favor. Seeing pretty similar openings from last game, although Barton will play more around building control here, sending that grenadier squad to the left side factory, or apartment complex, or whatever that thing is. I guess that's probably a residence.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Grenadiers engaging, or conscripts engaging from a position in green cover. More conscripts moving up to support. You may see Molotov research from Siddolio this game if he cannot unseat Barton from buildings just using brute force. Again, he engages most of Barton's army with 2 squads of conscripts while the rest of his army caps, which causes him to be weak initially, but once he feels the full strength of his army against Barton, we'll see if that situation changes. And I'm also curious to see if we're going to see any urban defense this time. Urban defense certainly worked very well for Siddolio last game, but I don't know if he's going to be able to surprise Barton with that decision. I'm also expecting Barton to throw out a minesweeper this time. Be a little more careful of demo charges. If he loses 3 squads to 1 demo charge this game, that'll just be embarrassing. Hopefully he's learned from that mistake. Squads making their way behind. Assault Grenadiers get a nice flank. Beautiful flank by Siddolio. These squads working on these Grenadiers on the left side will force this retreat. Assault Grenadiers make it away with only a little health remaining. Those Grenadiers also have to retreat. This squad also going to get rounded up, and Barton will be stranded on the left side with only 1 squad of Grenadiers to defend what little territory he holds. There goes that Grenadier squad. Grenadiers and Pios, securing building control while he waits for reinforcements to arrive. Conscripts already engaging from a position in green cover on the left. Mines going down here. No minesweeper from Barton yet. Conscripts will be forced to retreat when they get a little too close to the base bunker, actually, so he won't be able to send those back to the engagement for the left side and won't be able to force Barton from that position. Having spent his 30 munitions on a mine right there, he's not... Oh, never mind. I was going to say he sacrificed the ability to get a flamethrower, but his map control is so good he could get both. Flamethrower in production, plus the mine being thrown down there. There it is. Minesweeper from Barton. Good play. Smart decision, Barton. Glad to see him reacting to what he knows his opponent is going to do. Flamethrower moves into close range on the Grenadiers in this structure. They'll be forced out. Squad has to retreat. Grenadiers working the right side, need to get some territory under control. He may be hesitant to advance any further without minesweeper support. Working the flanks left, north, and east trying to force away squads where he can. Conscripts here in the center will be forced away by assault grenadiers soon, but those grenadiers are not engaging very well and need to get out of there. We do have field infirmary upgraded by Siddolio after a 5 conscript opening. No Molotovs yet. So lots of infantry, but no way to secure building control other than his one flamethrower. Meanwhile, Barton really doing the exact same thing, spamming grenadiers. One squad of assault grenadiers to help in short range and building engagements, but no flamethrower at all. And he will be up to 3 command points for the mechanized assault half-track if he thinks that might help him in these engagements as well. Siddolio also does not have anti-tank grenades, so he might be able to get a shock value, little shock value out of that. Nope, never mind. AT grenades already in production, so Siddolio preparing himself ahead of time for any light vehicle his opponent might field. Conscripts taking control of the victory point right there. These conscripts, ooh, get exposed to some grenadiers, will be forced to retreat, but again, Barton utterly failing to secure any map control here in the early game against this conscript, heavy conscript opening. Grenadiers trying to work the left side fuel point will be forced to contend with 2 squads of conscripts. They do have range on them though, picking off models at a distance, may be able to get the fuel point under control if they can somehow force those conscripts from the building there. Minesweeper working the right side. I don't think there's any defenses planted here currently, but a couple are going down from the combat engineer squad now. Assault Grenadiers closing into short range on those conscripts. Oh, it's a close engagement. He does retreat a little late, but he gets out of there. Those Grenadiers need to go. I don't know why they would stick around for this. This is a wipe. What is he doing? Barton! I don't know. He's got around that corner. Gets into green cover. Yellow cover. No cover again. I think he's going to make it. Siddolio ooh-rawing in for one more volley. Stops to take the shot. Doesn't happen. Siddolio got an extremely lucky snipe against Love Nest's retreating grenadier in his series against him in that exact same situation. And Siddolio told me that it was all skill, but I don't know. If it's all skill, then why wasn't he able to pull off the same thing right there? What happened, Siddolio? Where was the quick scope? Quick scope headshot. He needs to aim his conscript rifles better.
The mechanized assault group awaits your order to deploy, Commander. Resistance! Taking fire!
Grenadiers want to take the fuel point, but will retreat immediately on seeing conscripts in this building. Siddolio has made an almost full retreat with his conscripts here and no commander selection even at 4 command points. Barton, meanwhile, trying to take full advantage of his commander, will close into short range on a lone conscript squad, feeling that he can afford to tank the anti-tank grenade with pyos available to repair right there. Not seeing any other squads in the immediate vicinity. Maybe okay. Conscripts moving to follow up now. I don't know if he's going to get that repaired in time. Panzer Grenadiers may want to consider securing building control while they have the chance, and they're going to do so. And it looks like he'll make it. The Siddolio did not think to do that. Panzer Grenadiers in the house should easily screen away conscripts getting too aggressive. Nice play by Barton. These 2 Grenadiers move to engage conscripts on their flank at range, picking them off quite quickly. Assault Grenadiers catch conscripts at close range here. I think they'll win this if they stop moving. And they just dropped a model really quick. They're doing some really weird rotation. Terrible engagement for them. They should have stopped as soon as they should have been attack moving instead of moving basically. Well, maybe not. They just needed to position themselves better. Bad engagement. Having 5 models would have also helped. Grenadiers move to engage on the south flank of those conscripts. Should be able to force that retreat since we still have no Molotov research as far as I can tell. Combat engineers moving to take control of this strategic point. And those conscripts are going to be forced away. by a blob of Grenadiers in the north. Combat Engineers engaging Grenadiers get a crit.
Standing by.
They need to reposition to safety.
Pioneers awaiting orders. We have liberated this sector. Grenadiers reinforced. Want something? Grenadiers under fire! Yeah? Territory secure.
Grenadiers forced to retreat. Mines going down right here. Conscripts taking control of the left side munitions. Siddolio still has full munitions control. Barton trying to play for fuel control at the moment. He has successfully taken this.
Our opponents are seizing a
Slowed the
sector.
victory point clock. Stopped it, actually. What was that noise? Just heard a demo charge somewhere? I don't think it wiped anything, but I don't know what it did. Mine getting planted right there. Looks like it exploded on something. Not sure what happened.
Do this shit long enough, you get good at it.
Panzer Grenadiers in this half track still doing quite well, forcing retreats over there on the right side.
Enemy is taking our
Trying to
territory.
maintain control of that victory point. Grenadiers taking control of the center. T-70 over here on the left side. Oh, Barton wasn't paying attention.
The sector has been cut off.
And that squad of Grenadiers walked straight to their deaths. T-70 needs some repairs. Pulling back to some combat engineers here in the south. Siddolio still has not, like the commander, 7 command points in. I'm not sure what he wants to do yet. Has not felt a particular need for shock troops. Not sure if he's noticed this engagement. This is a wipe if he doesn't react soon. Barton has assault grenadiers on the retreat path. I think that's going to go down. Maybe. Maybe not. Barton got a little bit lazy on that wipe. I think he was just assuming it was going to happen. Didn't close into short range and lets it get away clean. Panzer Grenadiers working on the strategic point back here. Barton does have fuel control on the right and may get munitions control soon if he can secure this building. The T-70, however, has been repaired and is making its way back into engagements. And Barton has no real counter to that. Yes, he does! The Stugi is on the field. Stugi available to support in this engagement, may be able to secure control of the center victory point. He does take engine damage right there, but that T-70 is unlikely to successfully circle strafe. Looks like he's going to try, though. I don't know what's going to happen. Siddolio is actually planting a mine right in front of us. Okay, he canceled that. Assault Grenadiers will win that engagement easily enough, depending on who notices it first. He may or may not preserve that squad. Stug receiving some repairs. Panzer Grenadiers moving to secure vision of the flamethrower to make sure they don't plant a mine or do anything sneaky behind lines, and they'll be forced to retreat. Barton sending 2 squads of Grenadiers over here to the fuel point to get that under control. And a second Stugi just got fielded. T-70 going in on those Panzer Grenadiers. They have very low health. He needs to get the Stug in range to support. He's rounding the corner. Shot missed. Looks like he'll be okay. T-70 doesn't like the engagement and will disengage. The Stug would be behind him if he got too aggressive right there. So, doesn't like that engagement either. Pulls back. He was going to get aggressive, but decided he didn't want to expose his rear armor. Oh, wow! What was that? Five men killed in one shot right there. Huge hit by the Stugi. Ridiculous damage output.
This is now German territory. We are ready for action. Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Grenadiers engaging conscripts here on the left side. Jumping into the building to engage at range as cost effectively as possible. 2 squads of conscripts over here. He needs to be careful to not bleed too much manpower and try and maintain his hold on this game, which he has a pretty decent hold. Victory points are not in his favor, but now that his Stugs are on the field, he's kind of pulling ahead a little bit. Has to manage the threat of that T-70 as well as he can. Might be looking at a wipe right there. Again, needs to be careful. There it is. Squad wiped. Stugi in the south. Probably won't wipe that. They're pretty spread out. Squad moving to take control of the victory point while Assault Grenadiers work this victory point. If this is 2 wipes, then Barton will be very behind. And it looks like that's exactly what it's going to be. Stug did not get into engagement range soon enough, not even close.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Need to be careful about overextension. When there's a T-70 on the field, you just cannot overextend. If you send a squad alone to harass, that is exactly what happens. Stugs were not in position to support, and getting them into position to support would require him to go all the way around the map because of all this rubble in his way. Very difficult to maneuver tanks on this map, which in that situation gave that T-70 quite the advantage. AT grenade bounces off the frontal armor of the Stug right there. This one continues to defend. Wow! The center VP and gets a massive hit. Half track takes an AT grenade, I think. Did another squad just get wiped? I think another squad just got wiped. Oh my goodness. These Stugs are just so devastating. It's been such a lethal game on both sides. T-70 annihilating squads on the left. Stug annihilating squads in the center, and infantry forces are thinning on both sides. Siddolio throws an AT gun on the field to try and manage the threat of those Stugs, if possible. Barton making his way to Tiger now. He'll have the command points for that quite soon. Still quite a ways off on the fuel, though, having gotten to 2 Stugies. Oh no, what's that T-70 doing? It's going to take engine damage, and I think it just went down. Panzerfaust finishes the job. Nice play. T-34-76 on the field, however. Apparently that shot sailed wide and flew off into the distance. He's not even bothering to retreat this thing. I guess he just doesn't want it anymore. It's going to die to conscript fire soon. Barton will retreat since he does not like this engagement. Clumped under T-34 fire. And flamethrower fire. And this actually gets abandoned, and Siddolio looks like he's going to recover it. It's a moderately useful counter-harassment unit to have when you have flamethrowers, so why not? It's not, it really has no utility as anything other than a transport and assault vehicle. Cannot reinforce out of it. It has no abilities of any kind, so Barton not really particularly affected by that loss, nor is Siddolio given a huge advantage by that gain. But it'll be interesting to see what he does with it. Stugs have pulled back for some minor repairs, both at 1 giving them access to target weak point. Assault Grenadiers making their way to the south to try and do minor counter-harassment if possible. The T-34 heading left. Bach is still stopped. Siddolio with a small 100 victory point lead. Game, definitely anybody's game right now.
Pioneers awaiting orders. The enemy is gaining a foothold. We are down to 300 points.
Siddolio recovers the half-track, reinforces the flamethrower, and moves to put them inside. 2 squads defending the left side, planning defenses as well. And Barton making a counterattack for the south now, and center. T-34 will screen the Grenadiers away in the center. Barton getting quite close to a Tiger. I don't know what Siddolio is going to do against a Tiger. He still hasn't picked a commander, for whatever reason. If he picks Lend-Lease and starts spamming M4C Shermans, you might be able to outproduce the Tiger. If he goes shock rifle and makes an IS-2, eventually that will help. His fuel control has not been that great, honestly. He made a T-34 and T-70 to try and capitalize on an early lead, but it didn't really work because he couldn't take on the Stug-E's. Probably regrets going to T-70. Maybe, I don't know. He got 2 squad wipes with it, so honestly he got a good return on investment, but he felt pressured into T-34 by the Stugs. And that's going to delay any late game call-ins. Yeah, he goes Lend-Lease. He wants to probably get the M4C out a little quicker. Lend-Lease to get the M4C out a little quicker than the IS-2, especially with the fuel drop. Barton has no AA currently, so those fuel drops will be able to come in easily. shouldn't be a big deal. Grenadiers working on the right side, get the munitions and victory points under control. And Siddolio hasn't really made that much of an impact with this thing, but draining your opponent's munitions with a vehicle you got essentially for free is always a nice bonus. And the Stugs are moving to engage here in the center. The T-34 is currently on their flank. If they hit a mine, if they receive engine damage of any kind, the T-34 should have no real problem taking them out, but it would have been nice to try to make an attempt on those Stugs before the Tiger arrived, and he's going to do so now. Not on their flank, unfortunately. He may be able to take out one. Gets a frontal penetration at short range. Stugs repositioning a little bit. Infantry screen arrives to support. So the T-34 will be forced to pull to safety, and the Tiger is already here to assist in the engagement. Siddolio will not have an opportunity to take out these Stugs at this time. He's going to have to wait for them to expose themselves in a more favorable way. I don't think he should force the matter by charging them frontally with these clumped conscripts, going for engine damage and taking huge casualties. There it is, finally. If the T-34 moves up to try and pick it, probably go down. Oh, main gun destroyed by a field gun shot, and an M4C Sherman moving up to assist as well. Sherman is going to pull back to safety. He should kill that thing if at all possible. Meanwhile, Barton working the left side, sending infantry to take the fuel point. These squads flanking the field gun. Nice flank right there. M4C Sherman trying to crush or do something, but it's too dangerous. He has to pull back to safety. Siddolio, it's kind of an unlucky break against that Stug, unable to destroy it because of a main gun destroyed crit. Flamethrower in the half track over here. Why does he get out of the half track? Why would he do that? He had maybe a chance of winning that engagement before he did that. Now he certainly doesn't. Panzerfaust and small arms fire will bring that thing down. I'm not sure he was paying any attention to that engagement. He just drove over there and then got out. I have no idea why he got out. That was really strange. T-34 receiving conscript repair. Sherman needs repairs as well. Conscripts being hurled into the meat grinder over here on the right side, and it doesn't look like Siddolio is going to be able to take back control of this game at this rate if he doesn't make some really amazing plays. He lost his field gun. Could not destroy that Stug. His own tanks are taking forever to get repaired, and they are inferior to the Tiger. His second M4C is not going to be arriving for quite some time, and he's floating a little bit of manpower. We should try to manage the game. He might consider a new field gun, maybe just more infantry. He's throwing another conscript squad on the field. Try and manage the map a little bit better. Again, he still has a big victory point lead, 150 victory point lead. And he needs to think carefully about how to manage the rest of the game. Is it possible to destroy mines with small arms fire? It's definitely possible to destroy demos. Mines seem to be a little more stubborn. I guess not.
Light artillery awaits your orders.
T-34 has been fully repaired. The M4C Sherman awaiting further repairs. Tiger making its way to the front lines.
It's done. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Grenadiers forced to retreat. These two squads making their way to grab the strategic point. And the left side points are falling into Siddolio's control. Barton has made full repairs. Stuggies on the front line. Field gun available to protect against aggressive tank movements. Conscripts cannot get in range for an AT grenade, but shot blockers protecting them quite effectively against those Stugs for now. This is one of those weird map objects that tanks can shoot through, but the shot never seems to actually make it through. Or to Wolf's Lair. One of the many frustrating aspects of Stalingrad that makes it not that popular of a map. Despite the fact that it seems to be pretty balanced. It's just frustrating. Oh man! Huge hit on that Panzer Grenadier squad. They'll be forced to retreat. Panzerfaust connecting with the M4C Sherman right there. That needs to pull back to safety. Tiger needs to pull up, push away that T-34. It's experiencing some success. The Stug's having trouble getting a line on any infantry. Slowly maneuvering their way up to the front lines. These conscripts will be in trouble if they stick around too long. Any second. Here comes the wipe. What are they doing? Ugh. Falling dangerously low. No miracle hits though. And there they go. Wiped. Conscripts on the left side. Probably won't be able to hold the line much longer. They're a completely fresh squad. Siddolio spamming nothing but conscripts with his manpower float to try and maintain a little bit of map control and repair power on his existing tanks. Throwing a fuel supply drop into his base to maybe get that second Sherman out, try and turn the tide in his favor. Barton's map control so strong there's going to be a second Tiger on the field. It's just a matter of time if he trades aggressively to lower his pop cap. More conscripts being hurled into this meat grinder. If the Stuggies get into position to assist in this engagement, it could be very lethal for Siddolio, but fortunately only the Tiger is available currently. Tiger actually probably less effective against infantry than these things are at this point. Both Vet 2, massive rate of fire, huge squad wide potential. There's two of them. For cost, I definitely think the Stuggie is ridiculously effective against infantry. Probably too effective. I think it's probably one of the most overpowered units in the game. It used to be a crush that Oster sort of needed, especially against U.S. forces, but now it's just ridiculously over the top. I really hope that unit gets some attention in the next patch, because I, personally, that's just my opinion, feel that it's a little too strong.
Let up. The enemy still has 300 points.
Conscripts moving up into short range to engage. Getting torn to shreds by superior numbers. Two squads plus top mount machine gun plus Tiger fire. T-34 getting only minor damage on the Tiger from this angle. M4C Sherman moves to engage from a slightly different flank, but unless he can get behind that Tiger, his shots are just going to keep bouncing. Whoa! Huge crit! Huge crit. Rear armor hit on the M4C damages its engine, field gun fire, bringing it quite low. Somewhat unfortunate maneuver, but it looks like it'll get to safety. Barton is not going to follow up or chase in any way. And it should be fine. And a second M4C Sherman is on the field. Hopefully Siddolio can try to execute some sort of flank. Oh, don't lose your T-34 though. What are you doing? No! What is this? What is this maneuver? What was he thinking? Trying to crush Panzerfaust and Panzerschreck squads that are spaced with a half-health T-34 that he needed that third tank. The loss of that tank is going to probably remove most of the hope he had of retaking control of this game. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that play. He finally had his second Sherman on the field. He was finally going to have a window of opportunity before Barton's second Tiger to try to do something, and now he's just crippled himself by throwing away that tank for no reason. Jeez.
We are losing a sector.
Squads making their way to the front lines. Oh, jeez.
Anti-personnel mines planted. We're losing men! The enemy is taking our territory.
Tiger has its rear armor somewhat exposed to a conscript blob, but they don't get in range in time. Oh, S-mine field walks right into it. Nice S-mine field. Putting that on the VP while Siddolio's not monitoring the squad, and that one squad of conscripts gets wiped. He's still floating manpower, though. He could keep churning conscripts out into the meat grinder, I guess. But I'm sure that that is not feeling particularly efficient at accomplishing much other than feeding veterancy to his opponent's Stoogs. 20 and 13 kills between them. Heat-seeking shell headshots that conscript with super advanced laser-guided projectile technology, just like in actual World War II. By this time in the war, the Nazis had sufficiently developed laser technology to be able to guide their tank shells to zoom into the helmets. They did careful analysis of Soviet helmet materials and utilized electromagnetic waves to and lasers and stuff, and aliens helped. Aliens helped them, that's why. That's how. If you guys noticed, the aliens that helped the Nazis are, I'm pretty sure, going to be the new faction because they're from Saturn, and the picture, the little icon on the relic roadmap of the new faction is a little picture of Saturn. So it's going to be the aliens that helped the Germans with the super advanced laser guided technology, electromagnetic waves. I learned all this stuff from the History Channel, so I'm pretty sure that Relic taking a page out of the History Channel's book, and that's what we're going to be seeing over the course of 2015.
Reporting objective capture. Reinforcements complete.
Engagement's not really going anywhere. Barton continuing to defend what he holds. Siddolio completely failing to make any penetration anywhere. He's decided to spend his current manpower float on 2 field guns, which is probably the rational thing to do, but I don't know if this is a situation that can be recovered. Ouch. He does drive the Tiger straight into a huge anti-tank blob. 2 Shermans, 2 AT guns, light artillery. There's a barrage falling on the clump, though. Heavy damage, trying to move aggressively rather than defensively. Does sort of get clear of the barrage. None of those shells land off target. Anti-tank grenade will damage the engine of that Tiger. I don't know if that's going to get away. Nice pickup by Siddolio. Overly aggressive maneuver by Barton into that Tiger, into that AT gun wall, and the Tiger is destroyed. Barton does, of course, have the resource reserves to trade aggressively, but Siddolio is going to take advantage of this window of opportunity to try and take out the Stugs. Nice AT gun shot from range. Main gun destroyed again. Siddolio is not letting this get away alive. He's going to chase. Shot misses. Get in there. The Tiger has not arrived to support yet. He still has an opportunity. There it is. Gets the long-range pick. We might see both of these Stugs destroyed. It's stuck. It's stuck. The comeback. The comeback. Oh, uses target weak point to stun the easy or the M4C right there. And a shot bounces to point blank range. Oh no, what's gonna happen? There it goes. Fires. He may get to safety. No. Under cover of the smoke screen, he could not get away. But an excellent trade regardless, unless this also dies. Which it won't. It will get to safety. It will get away, just barely. Conscripts over here on the left side forced to retreat away from the Grenadiers right there. Barton gets 2 main gun destroyed crits this game, giving him quite a lucky run with those Stoogies, but they are finally destroyed. The question is, can Siddolio capitalize on this? So far it does not look like it, losing infantry engagements left and right. His M4C also desperately needs to pull back for repairs, and I think the fact of the matter is, despite a beautiful engagement there by Siddolio, he has very simply run out of time. Victory points are now going to take down in Barton's favor. With only 25 points remaining for Siddolio, he made a very, very nice final engagement right there, but he just needed to do it earlier.
Now German territory.
GG. And Barton takes the ace game and will continue to reign as Star-Crossed King.
Enemy can taste defeat. They only have 10 light artillery barrage ready to launch.
I'm going to get in touch with Barton and ask if he would like to participate in a third series. Short break.